Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to our SharePoint Quadrion Podcast on a very exciting topic, which is around bringing email-enabled library functionality to SharePoint Online with QUpload. To cover this topic today, we have Ashish Gupta, Director of Collaboration Solutions at Quadrion. Ashish is a Microsoft certified professional in Azure, Office 365, and SharePoint, having over 2 decades of project delivery expertise. I invite Ashish to elaborate on his achievements. Ashish, over to
Thanks,
you.
Amit. Hey, everyone. As Amit mentioned, I'm the architect in Azure, Microsoft 365, and Office 365 area, having over 2 decades of experience. I like to visit customers and increase the adoption of Office 365, Azure, and SharePoint. I have worked with customers of different industries like financial, manufacturing, chemical, agricultural, pharmaceutical, and various other industries. I'm the Microsoft certified professional in Azure Office 365 and SharePoint area. I have also delivered many seminars and webinars in Microsoft offices such as New York, Chicago, and California. So that's just a brief introduction about me. And as part of this podcast, I would like to mention the key takeaways. Um, in this podcast, you will learn that how you can manage your important and confidential information that we generally receive in the emails, and they stay in the emails forever. So you will learn that how you can efficiently manage your time in finding that information or managing that information, how you can secure that important information, and how you can collaborate easily with your team members and even external people by saving that information.
Thank you, Ashish. Uh, we all know that the current edition of SharePoint is different from the SharePoint on-prem edition, right? So, what is specifically, the difference between these two editions in terms of incoming email?
Sure. So the SharePoint Online is a cloud version of SharePoint, as we all know. So we used to have incoming email functionality in SharePoint on-premises edition, which is still continuing with the latest version of SharePoint. But Microsoft discontinued that from SharePoint Online, and that's primarily because there is a shared infrastructure in the cloud, and the way the incoming email was designed, that needed a server-based access, and it could create the performance problem or the access problems if this would have been introduced in the SharePoint Online. So Microsoft discontinued this, and that's the thing that most of the business users are missing this functionality in online, and the convenience they had before to save their emails and the attachments in the SharePoint with this facility, that's no longer there natively in SharePoint Online.
Okay. And now, given that gap which you have highlighted, how can a solution like QUpload help businesses in plugging this gap related to email-enabled functionality?
So with QUpload, this gives the similar experience of incoming email what you see in SharePoint on-premises editions. This is a cloud-based tool. It's a SaaS tool built on top of Microsoft Azure. And once you get this app, you set up this tool in your tenant, you get a similar easy interface where you can configure the incoming email settings for your document libraries in SharePoint Online, and you can keep enjoying the same convenience as before. You can do the settings easily, and then you can give those specific email addresses related to your document libraries to your business users, And just like before, they can keep forwarding the emails to that email address, and the queue upload will process those emails and save the attachments and the original email into the document libraries.
All right. And how are companies leveraging the functionality of queue upload to add value to their business processes?
So that's a great question. This can be done in several ways. So first, you can associate your custom business process with the document library where you are planning to save your original email and the email attachments. So you can run a Power Automate in the document library to perform your additional functions. And those functions could be like you want to rearrange your emails and documents into some other folders that could be related to your some custom business process, or you can prepare the links of those documents and feed them into your ERP and CRM systems. So you may want to use your emails and the email attachments plugging into your several other external systems. So once your emails and attachments are saved in your SharePoint Online libraries, you can run any Power Automate or any other custom scripting or any other process to link them with your other systems, right? So one of the examples that one of our customers is using this queue upload for, they receive the invoices and contracts via emails from different vendors. So far, all those emails and those important documents were staying in their emails only, and they were not really saving them into SharePoint. But now with this queue upload, they can forward those emails to the designated email address, and queue upload saves those invoices and the signed contracts into the document library. And once the documents are saved into document libraries, then you can fill the metadata to group them or to organize them, and it makes it very easy to further search those documents because documents are in SharePoint now. Okay, so that is one way of associating your custom business process with the document libraries. The another way is that queue upload actually allows you to save your email metadata. For example, the from, to, CC, subject, and body. So by saving that information in a separate list, you can leverage this information to feed into your external systems. So for example, sometimes we receive the customer feedback or some ticket information or some other important information within the email body itself, and we want to save that information in SharePoint, but we don't really have a nice way of saving that. And people feel reluctant to copy that email body message and save it into SharePoint list field. So with queue upload, all this becomes very easy. This all becomes hassle free. Once you forward that email to a designated email address, queue upload can extract all that email metadata and save into a list. And from that point onwards, you can again plug it into your external systems using Power Automate or some custom scripting, and you can use that information. So queue upload makes it very easy to use this information and fill a gap between your emails and the external systems.
Sure. Many organizations also want to secure their important information apart from managing it more efficiently. What role does queue upload have in securing such information?
Yeah. So the organizations receive numerous emails, as we know, with important and confidential information. For example, signed contracts or legal documents or invoices or quotes, or sometimes customer inquiries and feedbacks. All this information stays in the emails forever because people don't have time to download all this information and upload it into a better collaboration system like SharePoint. They are busy, like everyone is busy in their work, and they don't have time to save this information. So obviously they feel reluctant to copy this information and put it in a better place. So the queue upload can make this task very easy. They can forward these emails to an email address, which is configured at the SharePoint Online document library level, and then QUpload will do the rest of the job. Okay, it can process that email, extract the information, and put it into the SharePoint library. So this can help people tremendously, that the information can be secured as they want, and they don't need to put any effort to do this. They can just forward the email to a designated email address, and QUpload will do the work. In that way, the information is in a manageable system like SharePoint. You can leverage the metadata of SharePoint to organize the information. You can search the information at any time. You can secure the information by providing permissions to individuals as per your need. So once information is in SharePoint, as we know already, managing and searching information is very easy with SharePoint. The only thing which is missing in the cloud is that how to save this email information into SharePoint. And that's where this QUpload comes into the picture.
Can QUpload be used for individual OneDrive for businesses?
Absolutely. So QUpload is fully compatible with OneDrive for Business. It has the same interface as you see for any normal document library of SharePoint Online. Once you configure QUpload on a OneDrive for Business, you can use it to save your personal project related documents. One of the nice examples that one of our customers is using QUpload in OneDrive for Business is that what they do is whenever they scan some project related documents or their company related documents, and they want to save them in their OneDrive for Business. So before QUpload, they were sending them to their email address, and then they were downloading from there and then uploading to OneDrive for Business. So this is sometimes it may become frustrating, it may become time consuming, as people don't really have time to do this work. And this becomes more important when you have to scan a lot of documents and save into your OneDrive for Business. In that case, you need a lot of time to download and upload the documents to OneDrive for Business. But since they acquired QUpload, um, this task has become very easy for them. They can use a designated email address on their scanner, and once the scanner sends those scanned documents to that email address, the QUpload can process those emails and extracts those scanned PDFs and save into OneDrive for Business automatically. So you can focus on your main work, and all this downloading, uploading, and extracting the data from the emails, all these things can be done by QUpload.
And that's an interesting insight. Now, coming to the most important part, right, which our listeners would like to know on the pricing part of it. How is QUpload tool licensed? Is the pricing based on number of libraries or number of email accounts?
Yeah. So the licensing of QUpload is very easy, and we made sure that licensing is done in such a way so that our customers can enjoy it. They don't feel like they are paying too much or licensing is too complicated of QUpload. There is nothing like that. It's very simple. Once you get QUpload, the license is at the tenant level. Okay, you don't need to worry about how many site collections or sites you have. You don't need to worry about how many document libraries you have. You don't need to worry about how many email addresses you are going to use for incoming email. All that is covered under one license. The only thing you need to think about is how many emails you think you are going to use per month for incoming email. So that is something you can plan based on your different departments or based on the usage. Like, are you planning 100 emails per month or 500 emails per month or 1000 emails per month? That's the only thing you need to think about. And we have different tiers in our QUpload. The other parameter is that we have the email processing interval. That means once QUpload receives an email, it takes time to process that email. So how quickly you want the email to be processed? So we have three tiers, as I mentioned. We have basic, standard, and premium. So basic tier may take up to 30 minutes to process one email. The standard tier may take up to 15 minutes to process one email, and premium tier may take up to 5 minutes to process one email. So based on your need, you can plan, like if you want emails to be processed quickly, then I encourage you to go for premium, and you can enjoy a lot of emails per month with that premium license. So like I mentioned, you don't need to worry about how many users, how many libraries, how many email addresses, or how many sites you have in your tenant. They can be unlimited. The only thing you need to think about how many emails you want to be processed and how quickly you want them to be processed.
All right. Uh, Now, as a customer, right, if someone is opting for a premium license, what are the additional benefits, advantages for him apart from what you have just mentioned?
Yeah. So for premium license, as I mentioned, one of the biggest advantage is that you get the fastest processing interval, which is 5 minutes. And it may not be 5 minutes every time. It may take few seconds or maybe a minute. But only since this tool is based on Azure and it's a shared infrastructure, it may take up to 5 minutes. But again, that's not the case with every email. So you get a quick, faster delivery of your email. That is one. The second thing is, as we know that many customers are migrating from on-premises to the cloud, they are migrating their SharePoint instance. Um, so they already have many incoming email enabled lists and libraries. And since they are going to opt queue upload, they would like to migrate their incoming email settings to queue upload. So we have a migrator functionality in our queue upload system. So by acquiring the premium license, you don't need to worry about migrating your all those incoming email settings to queue upload. This migrator functionality will help you in migrating all those settings and doing all the setup for you. So you can be spared with all that hassle, like, hey, how do I go to the settings? How do I do all those settings? Because I may have 500 libraries or 1,000 libraries in my SharePoint system, and setting up queue upload in each library could be a big work for you. So we will take care of all that pain, and we will do all those settings for you. So that's another big advantage of premium. And we continuously keep adding new functionalities in queue upload. So we like to give such important functionalities as part of premium license.
All right. Now, the last question is, how do users access queue upload tool?
So to access queue upload tool, first of all, our queue upload app is available on Microsoft App Store. So you can go to your SharePoint Online site, and when you add an app on your site, you can go to the SharePoint Store. And on SharePoint Store page, you can search with either incoming email or queue-upload, and you will see our app in the result. And then you can add that app from there. If your tenant administrator has a policy not to add any app from SharePoint Store, then you can directly contact us and we can provide you an app, so you can work with your SharePoint administrator to add that app in your app catalog, and you can start enjoying this app from there. So in either way you can go, either on App Store, or you can directly contact us.
Well, thank you, Ashish, for sharing these insights on queue upload and how it can help businesses working on SharePoint online.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you, thank you, and I would also like to thank our listeners for tuning into this podcast. We hope you find it useful. For further questions, please feel free to write to us at quuploadsales@quadroinus.com. The email is given on the screen for your reference. Thank you once again, and we look forward to your participation in our upcoming podcasts. So, Snigdha, I will stop with that.